Hi friends, and welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name is Molly Bird, and I'm going to do a little video on my feelings on AI. I really didn't experiment with the AI apps until recently, and they're not actually apps because I googled a bunch of AI programs that were free so I could get some free ones to find out which ones that I would like the best, because they're all different. I mean, some of the programs are better than others, I feel. And I pretty much exhausted all of them. So after I did that, I found the one that I really liked. And I will put in the link in the descriptions, the one I like. It's called XMK. And one thing I like about them is you can just buy so many seconds. And I just bought like $10 worth. And then I experimented with a lot of different videos with those. And then the other ones, sometimes you have to sign up to their actual programs and then you're kind of locked in maybe for a year or whatever. But I just like it that there's only one-time use for this one because I don't even know how often I'm going to do it. Now, the one thing that I did find out for myself is that I love doing them and they're fun and instant gratification type of thing too, because they're so easy to do. You just take a photograph and then you just put it into the program and it does the work for you, or the magic or whatever. And I love to do it with the miniatures. So I love to do it with the miniature dolls, as you saw in some of my previous videos. And the one I'm going to show you right now is done really well. Sometimes they're hit and miss, but this one's really well. And the setting is the teenage girl, 1940s, in the 1940s home in her bedroom, and there is a record player on her bed and she's going to play it. So I'm going to show you that right now. And that one I just thought went really well. Now some of them are hit and miss, like I said. Now, there's some that I didn't like as much, but I'm going to show you a few others that I did like. Like I like this one with the 1940s lady that is typewriting. She's an author and she's in her 1940s apartment and it's on the top story of the 1940s Victorian home, and she's smoking a cigarette and typing her novel. So I'll show you that one right now. And then the last one I'm going to show you that I really like is a woman blow drying her hair. And she's blow drying her hair in the 1940s bathroom and she is going to weigh herself. So the photographs, you've probably seen them all over the place, people doing this where they make them come alive. And I never had any videotapes of myself when I was a little girl. So I thought it would be kind of neat to do some of these of what I would be like if I was in movement when I was a little girl. And there was a couple of them that I really liked. And this is my favorite one because I actually remember this day. I had a suitcase and in the front of my parents' front door, in the front of their home, my childhood home. And I was waiting for my grandma and grandpa to come and get me. And they lived in Wisconsin, which was like 2.5 hours away. I would spend a week there every summer. And then I also like the one with the fluffy cat because this is a cat that I had, when I was little. It was actually my sister's cat and her name was Fluffy. And so we have a lot of memories of Fluffy, and yeah, so I like this one too. But then I did some of my parents, and I remember I took this photograph of my parents, both of these. And at first I was just over the moon when I did these, and I thought they were so great. And I will show you those right now. The problem with those now is that I know they are not really waving and they're not really smiling at me, even though my imagination can think that's what they were doing, which I'm sure they were, maybe not the waving, but the smiling. Because I took those photographs, but it just sat with me not so well afterwards. It was kind of like eating a big piece of chocolate cake where it tastes so good at the time, and then about 2 hours later I start thinking about it and I would watch them again. And it didn't set right because I'd rather have it in my mind and my imagination, seeing those photographs of them, knowing that that's not really them waving. It's just so artificial and it doesn't even set right with me. It actually creeps me out a little. And then there's another one I did here that I look pretty much like I did when I was little, but it totally distorted how my sister Patty looks. And she's a lot more, she seriously is a lot more beautiful than the one that they made her look like in this, even though this was a pretty lady too. But it just doesn't look like her at all. It looked like me though. So I'm okay with that, I guess, but it's still a little strange. And then this one is of me that is a professional photo shoot that we did with my daughter, and it looks like me at first, but then the face gets a little funky and doesn't look as much like me. And then this one really creeped me out because it was another photo shoot. I think Olivia was 5 in this one, and I was my 20s. And it looks like me at first, kinda, but then it brought sound to it, and you're always the apple of my eye, and it's just something I would never say.
You are always the apple of my eye
to me, and this face definitely didn't look like me. And then there's this one that I really don't like because this is of my grandma, and I had my grandma hugging me, which I love, but when my grandma turned to hug me, it looked nothing like her. Like, her face did not look like that. Actually, she was a lot cuter than that. And it looks like me because it's just my back, basically my hair. But yeah, so I was a little disappointed in that one. And if any of you here have done the apps and or, done the AI, let me know in the comments if you've done photographs or other things and your feelings on it. And I'm glad I did it because now I know my feelings. My feelings are I do not want to mess with photographs anymore. I'm just going to leave them be. I'm fine with them not being a movement, but I'm totally going to use it for my miniatures, and I'm going to use it in the future videos here. I'm definitely going to do more of them. Tell me if you like those too. I'm just wondering if you'd rather have me just do videos of my miniatures without any movements. I mean, I'm going to be doing both, so it's not like I'm just going to do one or the other. Tell me if you're enjoying the ones that they're moving and they're coming to life. And tell me your opinion on all that too. I would love to hear it. And I also really enjoyed doing all these because I was really curious about it, and it's really easy to do though. So that's one thing I will tell you. Don't be intimidated if you want to do this because it is so easy. Of course, it's going to probably cost you. There's no really anything free in life, so good luck trying to find something really free for a lot of options. Maybe there is. I couldn't find anything, only samples. So you can get a few of these that you can get a few seconds of free samples on each one of the programs, but then you run out of samples and then you can't go back and get more free ones. And then just one last thing, I don't really care for AI for our future and what might be with not really knowing what to trust anymore. That really scares me a lot. I do think there's going to be a lot of good things with AI too, especially in the medical world. I have no idea what that will be, but I hear that it's promising to help with that, maybe with operations and everything. So that I think is good. Of course, everything has a bad side and a good side and an in-between side and everything. So it's here to stay. There's nothing I can do about it anyways. I just know that it will change our future, and I do think it is going to make us more skeptical, and I know we already are kind of like at that point anyways, so I don't know, but it is here, so I'm trying to embrace it the best I can. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you watch my next video.